Superman is supercharged with super rage. He needs to find a way to control it before he burns Metropolis to the ground. This is Superman issue 26. And honestly, it gets wicked real quick because we see that Superman has been through a lot. First off, he had to face off against the enemies of Lex Luthor. Then he had to head to space to face off against Brainiac and his forces, where we get our first introduction to the Brainiac Queen, and we see the epic team up between Lobo and Superman himself. Then he comes back to Earth, and he has to face off against Amanda Waller, screwing the world over with the absolutely amazing Absolute Power series. Now, everything was going really great. The Absolute Power event was done. Lex Luthor was kind of a good guy. His wife had superhero powers until he discovers that all that was a lie. Lex Luthor was not really a good guy. His past self was still a freaking bad guy, but his current self is kind of good. And his wife lost her abilities. Oh, and just to top it all off, he now has red kryptonite poisoning that can make him Hulk out at any moment. But I digress. Let's pick up in the present with Lex Luthor and his daughter in a prison cell. Now, Lex didn't want her here, especially not this specific prison, because it was made for monsters like him. She knew it, he knew it. They just didn't need to say it. You see, Lex was hurt, but she was worse. She tried to see the best in him, but he was always a piece of shit. He gave her away to Brainiac. He ruined her life. Everything was good. Supercorp was working. They were changing the world. And he went and ruined it with his stupid plans. Why couldn't you just be good? What the fuck? Honestly, she deserves to be frustrated, but the person that took it worse, well, it was Superwoman. Because in one day, she lost her godlike abilities. She was no longer a Kryptonian. She was just a regular human, regular Lois Lane. Now, this was never a bad thing. She lived the life that she never dreamt she would live. She had a chance to fight for her city, to protect the world, to live as Superman for a period of time, to fight by his side. But still, even Clark could tell it cut her deep. She tried to fake it, but he could tell. Your man could always tell. She assured him that everything was okay, and he had no option but to trust her. But you see, out in space, someone was fighting a war he was never going to be able to win. It was Zod, now powerless, only to discover that his enemies had new weaponry. This new weapons bear the crest of House L. He knew who did this. Supercorp was still up and running. Why? Mercy was in charge. Why? Why the hell are you not in prison? Come to find out, Lex was still protecting this psychopath because she has done the same for him in the past. Worse off, Mercy was still planning to run Supercorp, actually offering the daughter of Lex a job. She said no, and Superman concurred. Mercy, you are a fraud, a fake. No one can trust you because you do not deserve trust. Lena left and Superman continued on. Your access is being revoked. The Watchtower is cutting all ties to this company. Supercorp is done. She said, yeah, are you sure you want to do that? You know you still need to check on your red kryptonite, correct? He said, I don't care. It's done. Supercorp is over. She said, boy, you need to talk to Mr. Luthor because he's the only one that could shut us down. Come to find out, someone had already taken a shit. It was Lena, and she decided to just leave. Superman said, congratulations. She doesn't trust you either. Now, Lena was gone. She left Metropolis, maybe searching for greener pastures somewhere. Maybe with the original Supergirl. Ooh, it's going to be fun. But in the future, Doomsday was getting his ass tortured. You see, the Heralds of Apocalypse, which were the Legion of Superheroes, were now doing the dirty work of the Mad God, and they were trying to get information out of Doomsday. They know he wants death, so they were not going to kill him, just make him suffer. Now, back with Clark and Luthor, they were having a conversation because Clark wanted to know the truth. Should he be expecting any more clones? Lex said, nah, you good. I'm sorry about the clone. Superman looked at him like he was crazy. You killed him. He said, I made the right choice. I saved our city. How's your wife? Superman said she's cool, but please don't mention her name because obviously he knows it's Lois. Well, he assured him the cameras are fucked so they could talk. Superman, however, didn't care. He didn't need anything from Lex. Lex said, I'll get your wife her powers back. I mean, she must miss it, as we see Lois Lane on the roof of the Daily Planet actually missing the abilities. I mean, who wouldn't? He said, help me to help you, so your wife doesn't end up resenting you. This was a bad line because this triggered the rage in Superman. You do not help me or my family. Wait. What the hell? Why am I so angry? What did you do to me? Mercy was watching her screen like, yeah, I told you needed treatment. Lex, on the other hand, well, he was a sitting duck. Superman looked at him as the explosion went off and screamed in rage. Pure freaking rage. He looked at Lex. Run. Lex started to run for his life, but how do you run away from Superman? The security tried to hold Superman back, but this guy was tearing through them like they were made of paper. You could see it in Lex's eyes. He was afraid, and he knew exactly who to talk to. Graft and farm. Whatever you did to Superman needs to end. They said, that sounds cool, but what do we get in return? Lex replied, yeah, you can have my life. I don't give a damn. Just heal Superman. And Superman really needed it because he was going ballistic. Everyone was being torn apart. He tried to call the Justice League for support, but someone shot at him. Come to find out, it was Midnight, the living, breathing spirit of Metropolis. She was here to stop Metropolis's greatest protector from killing this great city. She was here to stop Superman.